leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
Welcome to the channel. The clip you are about to watch, it's absolute carnage. A Democrat congresswoman tried to play the emotion card, wave a memo around, and paint law enforcement as villains. And Tom Homan didn't just shut it down, he steamrolled it with facts, logic, and common sense. This is what happens when slogans run headfirst into the law. If you're tired of politicians pretending illegal doesn't mean illegal, smash like, subscribe, and stay locked in. Let's watch the full clip before I give you the full breakdown.
You know, Mr. Chair, I was looking, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point where we take children out of mothers' and fathers' arms? And, you know, it dated back, family separation in the way that we have seen it, where we take children away from their parents without due process, began last year under Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. But I had to dig further, and our staff dug further. But where did this start within the administration? She implemented it. And we found a memo. It dates back to April 23rd of 2018, where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record. And so I looked at this memo, and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin Mikulinin, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you...
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo?
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their parents.
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
A quick question, and I want to make one quick statement. I find it very offensive that anybody would compare any federal employee, frankly, to someone who, the Gestapo or running Nazi concentration camps. That is very offensive. I have 15 seconds and I yield it to you.
Thank you for saying that. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan,
Look,
please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
That exchange was a masterclass in how reality beats rhetoric every single time. Tom Homan walked into that hearing with decades of experience enforcing the law, and AOC walked in with talking points and vibes. And the difference was painfully obvious. From the very first second, she tried to emotionally frame family separation as some unique act of cruelty, hoping feelings would override facts. Homan didn't raise his voice, didn't take the bait. He dropped a simple analogy that nuked her entire argument. If an American parent gets arrested for DUI or domestic violence, they get separated from their child. That's not policy. That's reality. And it applies to everyone. That's the part Democrats never want to say out loud. Zero tolerance isn't some sinister plot. It's what happens when laws are enforced. You break the law, there are consequences. Period. Homan made it crystal clear that entering the country illegally is a violation of U.S. Code 1325. And watching a career law enforcement professional have to explain the law to a sitting member of Congress was embarrassing in the best possible way. She kept saying seeking asylum is legal. And Homan calmly responded, yes, do it legally at a port of entry. That's the law. That's been the law. And the Attorney General made it clear. End of story. Then came the big dramatic reveal, the memo. She thought she had her viral moment, pointing at his name like she caught the villain monologuing. And Homan? He didn't flinch. He owned it. He signed a zero-tolerance memo because enforcing the law saves lives and secures the border. He didn't author some cartoonishly evil policy. He did his job. He gave options. He recommended enforcement. And Democrats hate that because enforcement exposes their failure. And let's talk about that ending because that's where the mask fully came off. When Homan called out the grotesque comparison of federal agents to Nazis, he said what Democratic leadership refuses to say. Then he delivered the knockout punch. If you want to know why detention centers are full, why illegal crossings are exploding, why the system is overwhelmed, look in the mirror. Democrats failed to secure the border, failed to close loopholes, failed the American people. That's not rhetoric, that's accountability. And the moment a law enforcement professional started telling the truth too clearly, the gavel came down. Time expired. Respect the chair. And then the most revealing line of all, you work for me, I'm a taxpayer. That wasn't oversight, that was arrogance. Tom Homan didn't look rattled. He looked like someone who knows the law, respects the job, and isn't intimidated by grandstanding politicians. This wasn't just a win, it was a demolition.